Hello and welcome to the Disorder Scale. My name is John and I was asked to make this audio for you to understand what it is like to have autism, or you can say what it is like to be autistic. Autism is something that many people know about. For example, some people think that autistic people are fair-skinned males that can speak in monotone and constantly go on and on about the same topic. Some people think that autistic people do not know right from wrong, avoid attention, and usually say the wrong thing at the wrong time. Some people think that we, autistic people, are socially awkward and they lack humor and empathy. Now, if you agree with what I just said, I'm sorry to tell you, but you do not have the right impression of autism or autistic people. Well, you must be asking yourself, how do he knows? Because I am autistic. I do have my own obsessions with things like cell phones, technology, TV shows, etc. But that does not define me. Each of us are different and unique in our own way. However, there is not a lot of information on the internet or out there about being autistic or autism. There are a lot of stereotypes that people are actually following. The most common stereotypes are being socially awkward, lacking empathy, and being a super genius or a robotic mind, etc. And the lack of knowledge or the misguidance on autism doesn't stop there either. Did you know some people are trying to find a cure for autism, like it's a disease? Well, first of all, I must tell you that autism is not a disease. Being autistic is being able to think differently. Many people are challenging the idea, and to us, we think autism is not a disease, it's a disorder. It's just another way of thinking and looking at the world. Our brain functions differently from most of the people's brain. That means that usually people have different brains than ours. It's simply like comparing an iPhone to an Android phone. Like, they're used to do the same things, but they have their different ways. They're programmed differently. You cannot run an Android app on an iPhone, or vice versa. Though both iPhone and Androids, both are highly capable. When I look at myself, I see someone who thinks differently. And I also see nice hair, by the way. I have nice hairs. But the question is, am I really diseased if I think differently? The main problem with living autistic in today's society is that world just isn't built for us. It's built differently. Now, not only me, but other autistic people will also think like that. If you are autistic or someone who you know is autistic, will be facing the same problems as other autistic people are. For example, the thing that makes me overwhelmed all the time is loud noises. I don't like loud noises. I don't like people honking at me. I don't like loud music. I don't like loud parties, etc. Which means I never crank up my music that loud. I'm not a huge fan of parties, but other people on the spectrum might get overwhelmed with things like bright light, bright colors, or strong smells or gooey textures, etc. They all are the potential to create anxiety. Think about all the social gatherings that you have been into the past. Was there loud music playing where there are really bright lights, where there are a lot of different food, smells going on at the same time, where there are a lot of conversations happening at all at once? Those things may not have bothered you guys, but they bother us. They can be quite overwhelming. So in those situations, we do something called stimming. It's like a repetitive motion or a noise or some other random fidgeting that may or may not seem normal to other people. Some people will flap their arms or make a noise or a spin. Yeah, that's basically our way of zoning out. It can often feel necessary for us to stim. However, it's often frowned upon and we are forced to hide it. we are usually forced not to do it in front of others. When we are forced to hide our autistic traits like this, it's called masking. Some people mask better than others. I mask so well sometimes that people don't even know I am autistic until I give them a big reveal. And even something like doing my work at night or in my office gets really tiring. Some people think that because of our ability to mask that this is secure to autism. However, all it really does, it makes us ashamed of showing our true selves. Think about it like someone asking you to hide your skin color or your voice or your tone of voice or your eyes, etc. It feels like that. Someone asking you to hide something that you actually own. Another common stereotype that is often associated with autistic people is lack of empathy. And again, I'll just deny it. I actually have lots of empathy. I'm just not really good at showing it. I can't express my feelings that much like other people do. Whenever a friend is trying to tell me some of the struggles that they have been going through, I often don't know how to express my reply. And that's why they think I'm not empathetic. Now let's talk about emotional expressions. However much or however little is difficult for me, and that is because I'm bursting inside with every single emotion one feels at a time. Of course, I cannot express it that way. Otherwise, let's say happiness, for example, would come out as a huge burst of gleeful wheezing, hand clapping, and loud vocal like woo-hoo. Whereas you may just smile. Whether it be receiving an awesome birthday gift or listening to a tragic story on the news, I cannot really express my reply without bursting. So once again, I have to mask it. Because people want me to be normal. The normal you guys know as not being autistic. Minor feelings are unlimited, but my mind only lets me express extremes or nothing. Really, nothing at all. I'm not great with my emotions and I communicate differently, and because of that, I was diagnosed with ASD, also known as Autism Spectrum Disorder. The diagnosis helped me and my friends and my family to know how my mind works. It works differently than theirs. And in this world we are living, approximately 1% of the population is diagnosed with ASD. And this number is growing. However, we are and we will be a still big minority, and there are still lots of people that do not see us as equals to other people. This is my family, and in my family there is one other person who is also autistic. My mother, yes, adult women can also be autistic. My dad and my brother are both non-autistic, or as you can say, they are normal. Sometimes it can be a bit difficult for us to communicate with each other. However, sometimes I'll say something like Toronto's Union Station, right, thinking that I can help them to remember certain aspects of it when they get confused. I often have to elaborate myself on that, and we often have to say things in a number of different ways that everyone understands. However, despite all that, we all love each other, and of course, we respect each other as equals. I read a book a few days ago. The book's name was Stereotypes. Author was Steve Silverman. He states that autism and other mental conditions should be seen as naturally human, naturally part of a human spectrum, and not as defects. And this is something that I agree to completely. If autism was seen as a part of natural human spectrum, then the world could be designed to work better for autistic people. I'm not asking you to change the design of this world. I am just asking you to accept whatever autistic people do. Now let's talk about other autistic people and me. We are not ashamed of being autistic. Actually, we may not act like you, but we are still human. We are not diseased. Try to accept autistic people that are around you. And thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to my complaining video. We wish you best of luck. Please subscribe to our channel and give us a like if you like it. Share this video with other people so they may know how autistic people feel and what do they expect from you. Thank you very much.